On this channel, we only give you updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you're watching us from. Welcome to Oblis TV. I will give you guys updates that concerns Chelsea and Chelsea alone. Yes, we have one or two argumentative segments talked right now, but even at that, we'll still chook eye on the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because we are hoping for our rivals to drop points today.
Liverpool, especially.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City. Because I know that Nottingham Forest, they are preparing themselves. Chelsea, they are preparing seriously. Because I heard some of their players saying that they are going to win. That they are going to win. I don't know what's that his name. Elanga. He said that they are going to win. So we are waiting for them at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. We'll be waiting. But as it stands now, Liverpool is playing 1-0 against Crystal Palace. But hopefully, with the way I'm seeing that game, if you end up playing Russia.
Well, I just hope. I predicted Liverpool to win if you last video, but I just hope that they pick a draw. Because that guys, they're not resting this season. They are hot, Liverpool. They are hot, so we need to drop points.
And again, it's not about saying that rivals need to drop points. Chelsea need to
capitalize,
get points, 3 points. Because if you are playing Liverpool after the international break, at least get a draw with Liverpool is fair. It's fair enough, you understand? But if you get a win, it's going to be a very big one because it has been long.
We won Liverpool.
It has been long. Yes, there's this talk about Saka, Palmer, and Lamine Yamal. This comparison. Why including Saka? For me, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I feel it's disrespectful.
Now footballer, now you're not going to include that. Well, first of all, you include Saka because he's a right winger, and all of them are all right wingers.
Yeah,
it's just Palmer that sometimes he can play as a 10, but naturally, or should I say, when he came to Chelsea last season, he played more from the right wing. So, the comparison, well, I don't really know. I can't really place my head as to whether it's a disrespect to Saka. Because the term people normally use is if he's world class. Like, if the players, which of them are world class, you understand? And Saka, for me, has been consistent as a player.
For Arsenal.
When I mean consistent, every season, he tends to turn up. You understand? It tends to turn up. But I think another thing people look at from Lamine Yamal and Kopama's perspective is...
They're more like a game changer.
Yes, they are these game changers. They are these people that does extraordinary things. No disrespect to Bukayo Saka. Exceptional player, but when you need game changers, you introduce the likes of Palmer and Yamal. And I won't speak much about Lamine Yamal, but I talk about Kopama because Kopama is our boy. He's Chelsea guy. When you watch the Euros, the last Euros I just concluded, Saka did well. Actually played well. Scored goals for England. But when you see Palmer, a player that comes from the bench, reads the game,
change the game
entirely. The assists, the goals, and everything. You just can't. You might try to ignore the influence of Palmer in a game, but you cannot. You cannot just ignore that fact that Palmer has a huge influence. He can change a game drastically.
Okay.
It's not like it's occurrent. It's always happening in every game for Palmer. There's some games that...
But at least out of 10, 8 games.
He's always there. He's always top. He's always playing at the highest level of changing games and deciding games for them. I can't really say the same about Lamine Yamal, but when you talk of, like this is what I just said now, this is just what Kopama has over Bukayo Saka and the likes of... I think Kopama is more of a game changer than Lamine Yamal too.
Okay.
He's more of a game changer. People always do say if you have not played in the Premier League, you cannot justify. But I won't look into that because if I look into that, I will say Lamine Yamal is not even up to their level. But the truth about the fact is that these players have a long way to go. Comparison was not going to help, but we have to talk about it anyway.
Yes, because the noise is everywhere. I saw, what's that his name? I don't know.
Jamie O'Hara.
He said that Bukayo Saka isn't a world-class look at isn't a world class. Look at guys like Kopama and Lamine Yamal. They are level above Saka. It's as simple as that. I don't know. Is it that all these things that they are doing is not adding pressure on these boys?
First of all, England, if you follow
England
any
media.
English pundits or so, some of them now, if they talk like the way, like they get this kind of platform where we get, where they talk like this, Nigerians or Africans would have hit on them more than ever. Because they are ones that they just talk. They just come out and make statements,
they give
bold
these
claims.
and they give these bold claims on their players mostly.
That is it. And I've said this thing before. Somebody said, some people are saying Kupama deserve all the hype. He deserves it, but sometimes let us be careful with the way we put these things. Because it can affect the player. It can actually affect. He's a human being, despite the fact that we say, okay, Kupama is this cool, calm guy. Listen, he's a human being. Sometimes those things can just get into his head and it can affect his overall gameplay. Like I said, when there is less, there's this word I used to use, but let me just paraphrase. But when lesser eyes are looking at you, are on you, you tend to ease the pressure. The pressure on you tends to ease. You play your football freely.
That draws me to that Enzo Maresca statement yesterday.
That is it. That is just it. So
that they can't compete with the likes of Arteta and Pep.
He's just trying to draw the expectations of people away from just. I'm sure during the training session or the dressing room, you're telling these guys,
that trophy puts idea.
Let's go for it. But low key. That is how you do things. You don't even make your next move being known to your opponent. So coming to this pundits, although I don't know what people tend to define as world class.
Yes.
That is another thing.
Is he world class? Is he a player that have played in different clubs? Like Ronaldo now, I'll call him a world class player.
Of course now. But even if you say Ronaldo, like someone like Messi now hasn't played for different leagues, but Messi is still world class.
Yes.
In every way that you want to define world class, see those two players as standout players. But what class
to think of it, Bukayo Saka. I don't know, but I feel he's kind of a world-class player. He has been consistent for years now. For Arsenal, he's one important player for Arsenal for over 2-3 years now, or almost four seasons right now.
Sure, but if you talk about world-class from this angle, can Saka break into big teams? Now, when I call big teams, can Saka be played or be featured in the first team of Real Madrid or Barcelona? When you ask yourself these questions, ask yourself the same question with Kopama. If Saka can break into Real Madrid squad, can bench, who plays at the right wing for Real Madrid? I think it's Rodrigo.
I guess.
If Saka can bench Rodrigo at Real Madrid, then you can say he's world class. It's another form of defining world class. A world class player in this aspect of what I'm saying now is a player that can feature in any team.
So can Palmer break into the Real Madrid squad?
Easy peasy.
It's a question to you.
Easy peasy. Kopama with this level of intelligence is not just a player that, okay, give me ball, make I run, I get talent, as I be shoot, as I be do all those passes.
Yeah.
Is this player that is, intelligent in terms of his football. He tends to see things nobody sees. It's just like this Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Understand? And those kind of players feature in every team because it's not every game that your chances will be opening up for you. You have to be the ones to break the lines with passes, with leading the games, with vision, with technicality and everything. And this is one thing that Palmer has naturally. Naturally. And he's cool and calm for somebody of his age. He plays with so much maturity. And that is something that is very impressive. So I feel like Palmer can break into Real Madrid squad.
Okay. Then this other argumentative talk, Califury and Vega. I saw some people on Twitter posting stats differentiating that the work rate and that Vega is kind of better.
Well, the stats speak for itself, but I will not really, conclude on that because Calafiori, when he came into Arsenal, he came with an injury. So he hasn't played as much games
But
as
he scored a goal against Man
Vega.
City.
He scored a goal, and that is something to even be impressed about. You understand? For him to play that, Calafari is good though. Let's
good.
not.
He's
I
more
know
organized.
Chelsea fans. We didn't sign him, so it will always be enmity with our rivals. But then, I won't take it away from him. He's a very good player. Is this player that I know that if Chelsea had signed him, he would have still be doing well for Chelsea. But nevertheless, we have Vega, so make use of what we have. But in terms of comparison between the both of them, I cannot put it out to you guys here that okay, this one is better than this one.
Yeah.
You haven't really watched them.
The season has not gone to half. So for me, I would say that people should pipe low within this Saka, Palmer, and Lamine Yamal. Instead, if they wanted to go even compare, will you compare Lamine Yamal to Palmer?
For me, I feel like they are two different players in terms of the way they play. The way they play. Yamal is more of this natural winger that always likes to keep that stay in that wide positions, cutting. He knows how to dribble. He's fast paced. Palmer, on the other hand, is somebody that plays intelligently. He's not always in a rush to run with the ball. He's always thinking before he plays. There's not much difference between the both of them, but they are not similar in terms of the way they play. I can't really pinpoint and say this one. And again, we just discovered that Palmer started shining at Chelsea last season, you understand? Lamine Yamal started shining at Barcelona last season. And then this season for Palmer too. So if we're going to talk about this again, we should wait for this season and compare them.
So they should calm down.
Everybody should just calm down.
But you can as well drop your opinion and thought towards these three players. For me, that's why I was not. If you watch, I was not really concerned about Bukayo Saka because I know that Saka is far ahead. He has proven that point that he's a very good player. He's always there. Consistency is there. You understand? There's no season that Saka does not perform for Arsenal. That is why if I'm to even compare, I'm to even bring Yamal and Palmer. You understand? Because Yamal started his race last season. Palmer started last season. You understand? Yeah. So I just believe that after this season, just like you have said, then we can conclude on this player. As for the comparison, who will you pick? Yamal or Palmer? And who do you think will break into Real Madrid team if they are to go to Real Madrid right now to say, okay, we sign Yamal and Palmer, who will break into the first team first?
Any of them. Either of them will break inside that team. You understand? Well, Rodrigo is a very good player, but I think in terms of profiling outside, say this Rodrigo, he gets some players who they for that Real Madrid, they hide in him well. But sometimes now they deliver them.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it that helps them? That was why, if you notice during the transfer window, I was pinpointing and say, let's push him for this guy because Mbappe is coming, Endrick is coming. It could, hinder him from playing. But I'm surprised that Ancelotti is still using him very, very well.
Okay.
Anyways.
Then lastly, some people have been saying, why Chelsea not sign John Duran? Even this Samuel Morodion for now 7 goals in 6 games.
You don't know your people again.
Jesus. Like when I saw that tweet I was like, what is wrong with these people now? You people, they don't even allow Samu land for London before they enter Chelsea, but say, this one no follow.
We don't need that. I just say every Chelsea fan,
including me,
including us, we were against Samu Morodion. So don't even try to escape.
Why the sudden change of mind that Chelsea would have just given him the space, would have given him the time.
Emotions again.
And I'll never give Jackson time.
It's the same thing. If Jackson should score a hat-trick now against Nottingham Forest,
we'll change our mindset.
Change mouth again. Nothing concern us. Who is Samuel Morodion? Who is Osimhen? Who is Duran? Jackson is the best. That is how it is. That is how I think most Chelsea fans think football.
They don't think from
analytical perspective. That's the word.
I understand. They're not just more direct. They're always this. I don't know. We are too sentimental with Chelsea fans.
Every player, the one thing I've learned, I learned during this transfer window. Every player that the Chelsea scouted there's something good
Special.
about them, special about them to take. So the issue of whether they coming to perform at Chelsea, it could be number one, mentality, and number two, it could be just luck, because football is like, I've said it before, football is like life. Sometimes something where it say go work for you, if you know work for you. Something where it say no go work for you, if it work for you. It doesn't mean that the player is bad or good. But in every player that Chelsea has scouted, there's something good about them. And you can see it in the way they're performing their various teams today.
Sure.
So I won't take anything. Just that it's like we keep saying, no, every player must not play for Chelsea.
Exactly.
Every player must not play for Chelsea. So with whatever we have, let's just make do with it. Although I'll keep saying, in terms of the striking role, we need another striker. Jackson is good. Jackson is doing well. If Jackson can blow my mind, because I don't really see it happening in terms of his finishing. I just feel like it's part of his football. Because when I watched Jackson at Villarreal, it's just the same pattern of finishing he's doing here at Chelsea.
This week.
We one-on-one. He just like one-on-one. He like or tapping, But his other work rate is perfect. It's good. It's nice. But there's something that I require from a striker, and is your shots. How is your shots from outside the box? Or look at Duran's goal now. We spoke about that goal. That's those kind of things are what I want to see. And I don't see Jackson, I just see him. Let us manage him the way he is. We don't manage him the way he did. That's why I said Chelsea needs to sign another striker that can do those things that Jackson cannot do.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see what will happen in the case of Liverpool. Maybe they might win, they might draw, and also Arsenal. I feel like Arsenal draw point.
That's not certainty. It's not going to be easy.
Okay.
But if it happens, a miracle.
Even Man City Fulham.
In that game now, there's a possibility of a draw.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Peters.
And my name is Big Dave.